Good morning to all of you. Friends, today we are going to explain history of post-independence India. As we are familiar with all these topics, yesterday we explained about the Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, our first Prime Minister of the India. In the post-independence India, we have to explain in very detail. So we have to focus in the Indian politics, Indian internal affair, internal security of India. So, my dear friends, we will explain today in very detail. So, my dear friends, first of all, we have to take quick look on yesterday discussion. So, my dear friends, yesterday we have discussed about Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, our first Prime Minister of India. His time period is 24 years as a PM. And yesterday we discussed about 9th schedule, how land reform happened in our country, how hard to implement land reform in our country in 1951. It is the first amendment of Indian Constitution. Land reform is very necessary for our country because from the land reform economical equality come in our society and in our nation. Economical equality is very necessary in our society and for the nation building. So Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru do land reform, and Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru die in 1964 due to the depression of the Indochina War of 1962. Yesterday we have discussed that on that time Krishna Menon was the defense minister. After the death of the Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Lal Bahadur Shastri became our second PM of our country. He too died in 1966 mysteriously after the Tashkent agreement with Pakistan. All after his death, Indira Gandhi become next PM. Today our focus mainly on the Indira Gandhi, her time period and how is her political career going in Indian politics. We will especially focus on the Indira Gandhi working in India. So today we have to discuss Indira Gandhi. Indira Gandhi time period is from 24th January 1966 to 24th March 1977. This is the two terms of the Indira Gandhi. After 1977, from some time for some period, almost for 2 or 2.5 year, here was the government of Monarchy Desai, of Janata Party government. And after that, in 1980, Indira Gandhi once again formed a government and continued till 31st October 1948 till his assassination. So we have to explain in very holistic way all these things. So my dear friends, now we will discuss in very holistic way. So friend, we come to the another part of the discussion, that actually we are going to discuss about the Indira Gandhi. First of all, we have to know history of the Indira Gandhi. Indira Gandhi born in 1907 in Allahabad in Kashmir Pandit family. Her father name is Jawaharlal Nehru and her mother name is Kamala Nehru. She was the only child of her parents. Her younger brother died in very young age, so she was a single child of her parents. So my dear friends, now come to the political career of the Indira Gandhi. As we understand that Indira Gandhi born in Allahabad and study in modern school of Delhi. So let's come to the political career of the Indira Gandhi. Indira Gandhi was a very active in politics since very young age. Indira Gandhi became INC president in 1959 only. In that time she was young. So she was also become the information and broadcasting minister during the Lal Bahadur Shastri government. So we can understand that the importance of the Indira Gandhi is very important in the Indian politics. Indira Gandhi during her childhood he also formed a Bandar party that helped a lot in independence of India. So we come to know about some history and facts of the Indira Gandhi. So now come that she was a very charismatic leader. She is the third prime minister of our country. She became prime minister in 1969 and continued till 1984. Sometime for almost 2.5 years only sometime Janta government come. So rest of the time ruled by the Indira Gandhi. Indira Gandhi, as we know that the Congress ruled India almost 60 years. So she was a leader of Congress party. So then now come to the other part of the discussion is that after the death of the Lal Bahadur Shastri, very big vacuum created in the Indian politics, and so the here demand is that who will become the next PM of our country. Then all the leaders of higher leader of the Congress said that Indira Gandhi is the best leader of our country, so the Indira Gandhi will become the PM, and some leader go against him like Monarji Desai. Monarji Desai also want to become a PM that time. So the Indira Gandhi become PM on 1969, and all these things we discussed yesterday. So now come to the other part of the discussion. So other part of the discussion we are yesterday discuss how Privy Purse and bank nationalization occurs in India, and today we will discuss about Operation Blue Star. Yesterday we will discuss about Blue Star. Operation Blue Star happened in Amritsar. So in Operation Blue Star, especially it is for killing of Jarnal Singh of Bhindranwale, because he was initially the member of Congress party, but he quit the Congress and made some group that involved in militancy. With Jarnal Singh Bhindranwale, 200 armed men is moving all time and doing militant work and killing innocent peoples, and he also want to divide or partition the Punjab into two parts. He want Khalistan. So his idea is very wide. So the operation happened on his Jarnal Singh Bhindranwale. He have many charges, like he murdered Punjab Police DIG A.S. Atwal, and he also killed the Harchand Singh Longewala, president of Saromani Akali. So he do many bad things. So government have a pressure to ruin General Singh Bhindrewala, and so the government start Mission Blue Star. Mission Blue Star, especially for destroy of militants work of the General Singh Bhindrewala, as we know that. So in Mission Blue Star, Indira Gandhi done some military action against General Singh Bhindrewala. The Operation Blue Star is badly damaged or destroy Akhal Tak Shrine of the Golden Temple. This is the part of the Golden Temple. This is the Golden Temple, as we know that this is Sikh Shrine Temple. This is very important temple for Sikh community. And also in this Operation Blue Star, Sikh library also destroyed. It led to the death of the thousands of the Sikh people along with General Singh Bhindrewala and his armed men, 200 armed men. That actually Bhindrewala stay in Guru Nanak Awas. Guru Nanak Awas is actually beside the Golden Temple. So it led to the death of the thousands of the Sikh people. That hurt the whole community, whole Sikh community. And so the one incident come to the picture is the two Sikh bodyguard kill Indira Gandhi. Indira Gandhi killed by the two Sikh bodyguard. That was on the 30th October 1984. On that day, Indira Gandhi assassinated by the two Sikh bodyguard. One bodyguard shoot and killed on that time only, and another bodyguard and planner of the assassination both get death sentence. And till now, both of them is in jail now. So we here can see that three prime minister is over. First, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru death in 1964, and Lal Bahadur Shastri mysteriously died in 1966, and here Indira Gandhi death is very big hurt to the Indian politics, and his death happened in 1984. After her death, anti-Sikh riot happened, and many Sikh people, almost 3,000 to 5,000 Sikh people killed in the riot of 1984, and after that Rajiv Gandhi became PM of the country in 1985. In 1985 general election, Rajiv Gandhi got 415 seats. This kind of majority no government got till now. That was the biggest majority of the Congress till now. So after the riot, Rajiv Gandhi gave a statement on the live TV that after the death of the Indira Gandhi, when big tree fall, earth shake. That means that is the very negative statement from the Rajiv Gandhi. All the riot happened in the Punjab against the Sikh. There is some mistake of the Congress, and Congress help in the riot. So this is all the political matter. All this case is going in the courts. So now we will discuss to our main topic. All these event we discuss here to all of you that how the Indian politics is changing day by day, and so we have to understand whole history of the how all these incident happen time by time. So I we know that Indira Gandhi do many amendment in the constitution. By the 25th amendment, bank nationalization, 14th bank nationalized by the Indira Gandhi on the basis of which bank have the property more than 50 crore, that bank considered as public or government bank. That is happened by the constitutional amendment. When the Indira Gandhi have majority, she do many amendment, like he also abolished the privy purse, means salary and allowances of the kings. As we know that India have many kingdoms. From after independence we had 565 kingdoms. So we unite all the kingdom into one nation. So the government give allowances to the kings, so that they united and not go against the government. So Indira Gandhi also stopped to give allowances to the kings. And from this time Indira Gandhi also make a rule on the land reform. Yesterday we, as discussed, land reform is happened by the or done by the Jawaharlal Nehru, and Indira Gandhi make it more relevant and more practicable. Indira Gandhi in the land reform bill previously, in if any government acquire land to any from any farmers or any rich people or jamidars which have acres of land, then government had to pay huge amount, huge land and huge amount or huge compensation to the farmers or rich peoples. But after the amendment, Indira Gandhi cut the compensation and write here there that only amount government only gives sustainable amount that could give the government to the rich peoples. All these things done by the Indira Gandhi. So as we can see that the Indira Gandhi do many good things and also meanwhile control everything. So my dear friend, we come to the other portion of the discussion. Yesterday we have discussed that in 1969 Indira Gandhi called as Gungi Guriya, but we know that Gungi Guriya become Iron Lady. So my dear friends, today come to the discussion that in 1969 the government, Indira Gandhi government is in very crisis, because Indira Gandhi is controlled under the Senate. Senior leader of the Congress want to control Indira Gandhi, but Indira Gandhi is going against the Senate group, and Congress split into two groups, Congress O, that Indira Gandhi party, and Congress R. So when the Congress split into two parts, then Indira Gandhi have not majority in the Lok Sabha. So in the 1969 DMK government give support to the Congress Indira Gandhi, and in hurdle she managed to government to run almost 4 years. Before the 5 years she announced election in 1971, because a state election and central election is happened in 1971. She thought that if the election held in the same time, then we will able to won in central as well in every states. So almost every state. So my dear friends, in 1971 election declared and Indira Gandhi won the election, as we know that the Indira Gandhi won the election, and her slogan was Garibi Hatao, remove poverty, and his opposition slogan was Indira Hatao, remove Indira. But Indira Gandhi won the election and opposition lose the election. This time Indira have a very good mandate in India. So Indira Gandhi said that when Indian people want Indira, then Indira will be the PM of the India. So after the beginning of the election, all this picture is clear that almost all the opposition party got negligible seat in the general elections. So the Indira become the very powerful leader of our country. As we know that split of the Congress into two parts due to the president election of the B.B. Giri. In that election of 1969, Indira Gandhi stand independence candidate B.B. Giri that time vice president, and from the Congress party Neelam Sanjeeva Reddy was standing for the president election, and Indira Gandhi call MPs and MLA to inconscious voting. So the B.B. Giri won the election and Neelam Sanjeeva Reddy lose the election. So all these happenings happen, and a split of the Congress, and once again Indira government formed in the 1971. So we heard from here, this is very clear that Indira government once again come in the power. Some opposition leader file case against Indira Gandhi too, like from the Raebareli, Kalyan Singh case upon the Indira Gandhi, that Indira Gandhi used officials and policemen to make the rally tents. So the Indira Gandhi had to go to the subordinate court, and she disturbed almost 3 years, and after that she amended the constitution, and in the constitution amendment she said that no PM or president can go to the subordinate court. All the judgment of the PM and president only happen in the high court. Yesterday all these things we discussed. So in India, how the phenomena is going on, how the Mohanlal district subordinate court judge give judgment against Indira Gandhi amend the constitution, and in one amendment he nullified all the judgment of the Mohanlal, and as we know that judiciary is independence body, but when the government is in more power and in majority, then every judicial party give judgment in favor of the government. But if government have less majority, then that get not in favor of. But for the judiciary, there not be any favor things. Judge is for judgment, not for favoring any institutions or any politician. Judge and judgment is for everybody. But reality is that when government is in more majority, that favored by the judges. But in that time only many junior judges promoted as CJI. But in 1973 the Kesavananda Bharati case said that the collegium system only we follow, means no junior judge be promoted, only the collegium system will work, and ranking wise only judge will promoted. Initial time many junior judges promoted as a CJI instead of the senior judge waiting for become CJI. All this is the bad thing for the government, because if any government interfere in the promotion of the judges, then then judgment will be manipulated according to the government. So all the judgment of the 1973 said that we will only follow the 1973 method and collegium system. Judgment is separated from the from initial day, it is separated, but government manipulate the judgments. So from that case only, judgment is follow the collegium system only. Collegium system, by the following the collegium system, there is no chance of favoring any government or any institution. Judge and judgment will work independently. So all these things are the bad things for the Indian politics. So here the Indira Gandhi become a PM of our country. In 1971, Indo-Pak war happened, as we know that. What is the reason behind the Indo-Pak war? In Pakistan, general election happened in 1971. In the general election, as we know that before the 1971, Pakistan is in two sides. West Pakistan, this is present Pakistan, and East Pakistan, that is Bangladesh. So before the 1971, West Pakistan people manipulate and ruin the East Pakistan people and give atrocity to the East Pakistan people. Then an election come and East Pakistan candidate Mujibur Rahman won the election. Then West Pakistan politician refused to give the power to the Mujibur Rahman. That because West Pakistan people thought East Pakistan people is inferior than us, so they refused to give the power to the East Pakistan people, Mujibur Rahman. On that time in West Pakistan, politician was Benazir Bhutto and military general Yahya Khan. Both of them refused to give the power. So the Mujibur Rahman want to separate the East Pakistan and West Pakistan into two countries. Then from that time only the Bangladesh innovation took place. Mujibur Rahman want his own country, Bangladesh. Bangladesh is the part of the Pakistan that separated from Pakistan in 1971 after the Indo-Pak war. Indo-Pak war happened 13 days in December, 3rd December to 16th December. That war is very, very decisive for the fate of the India as well as the Bangladesh, and that influenced all the global fact on the India and Pakistan. So in that war, all the country thought that India is recently independence country, that will do nothing, and they not able to help the East Pakistan people in the war. So Pakistanis and USA take India as much lightly. That will not support East Pakistan people. So in India has that time very big military power. Recently in 1962, India lose battle from from China. So India get alert and do bigger investment in the military and navy and air force and become very weak power. So in the war of the 1971, India played very important role in Indo-Pak war. So in this war only Mujibur Rahman wants power, but both Palajir Bhutto and Yahya Khan refused. After that, Mujibur Rahman arrested by the Palajir Bhutto and Yahya Khan. Then many military generals and many military people go to the East Pakistan, today's Bangladesh, and do many atrocity to the East Pakistan people, Bangladeshis, and give atrocity to all the peoples, like male, female, kill many males and kills many females and raped many women, and there's like civil war situation coming. So that all this event happened in almost in 1971 May June actually. But when the India go to the Russia, that war declared with the Pakistan is suitable this time, then Russia said that this time is not favorable for war, we have to wait till winter. In winter, the East Pakistan covered with snow, and that force not easily come to the West Pakistan. West Pakistan soldier not come easily to East Pakistan, Bangladesh. So in winter, war declare. During the May to December only, there was many groups organized in the Bangladesh, like in East Pakistan, like Mukti Bahini is the regional groups that is against the Pakistan military that give atrocity to the citizen of the East Pakistan. Mukti Bahini is the group of the youngs that trained with guns and rifles. They have light machine guns, semi-automatic guns. All these weapons given to the Mukti Bahini. All the Mukti Bahini youngs trained, and during the war of 1971, on 3rd December 1971 to 13th December, Indian military attack on Bangladesh. In the war of the Indo-Pakistan is very detail. Each day from the third, the war happened between two. Indian military fight against Pakistan military, and Mukti Bahini in Pakistan, in East Pakistan, killed many Pakistani military because they give atrocity to the citizen, and Pakistan 93,000 soldier of the Pakistan surrender in Indo-Pak war 1971. This is the largest number of the soldiers surrendered in the history of human beings. Pakistan surrendered 93,000 soldiers. So on 1971, Pakistan divided into two parts: East Pakistan, West Pakistan. West Pakistan now Pakistan, and East Pakistan Bangladesh. So the war between Indo-Pakistan war, many event happens, like on 4th December, the Pakistan army get information that 120 soldier is in camp, that will his plan, Pakistan plan to kill all the 120 soldier. They come with 2,800 soldiers, but 120 soldier kill whole Indian soldier, kill whole 2,800 soldier of the Pakistan on 4th December 1971. by the confusing the Pakistan soldiers. Actually, Indian soldier put tipping as a landmine, and Pakistan soldier confused, and whole nights they searching for landmines, and Indian soldier is to confuse Pakistan soldier till the night. If night will open, the Indian other soldier will come and attack. The Pakistan soldier confused whole nights, and 120 soldier spread in the area of 1 or 2 kilometer and firing from all the side. Then from that, Pakistan soldier confused, and Indian soldier won the war like this. In the war situation only, USA help the Pakistan, but Russia help the India. In the Pakistan war, in Pakistan war, we have Navy played very important role. Pakistan want to destroy INS Vikrant. If INS Vikrant will destroy, then India have a very difficult situation to win the war. So for the destroyment of INS, Pakistan sent his submarine PNS Ghazi. PNS Ghazi was a submarine that attack on the INS Vikrant like a ship. So the PNS Ghazi coming from the inside water. So we get information, intelligence, yes, and we send INS to some other parts, and INS officers sent to the Pataliputra, Visakhapatnam to where the one small ship is coming, INS Rajput. INS Rajput was some small ship. There all the officials come. Then Pakistan confused and go to the Visakhapatnam, and INS Rajput kill the submarine PNS Ghazi. From that event, USA, Pakistan all confused that India is not this much powerful. They come with Satma Bera. Satma Bera was INS. Satma Bera was a USA ship that come with 7 ships with modern technology and with nuclear weapons. And so the Indira Gandhi take help from the Russia, and then from that region Russia sent the Chalisma Bera to stop the Satma Bera. If Satma Bera come to India, that may destroy the INS Vikrant. So Chalisma Bera stop the Satma Bera by arguing with each other that we have more powerful, both have more powerful. So both of us to keep aside. If the war will happen, both will destroy. Then USA go to one side, and India won the war. Russia helped a lot in winning the war of the 1971, because Chalisma Bera helped in the stopping the Satma Bera of the USA. So from that time only, after the partition of the Pakistan, only the whole world concentrating on the India, that India is too much powerful. We underestimate the India, but India is too powerful, and Pakistan get confused, and Bangladesh created. So from that time only, the USA and India relation is something bitter, and Luther Nixon abusing Indira Gandhi, like clavering fox and many other things. So from that time only the Nixon is hating Indira Gandhi, and Nixon hating problem hate the Indira and India, so the China take advantage of Nixon and become the global power today. China confuse the Nixon and take partnership and cheat to USA. That is another topic we will discuss later. So we discuss the all these things. So we coming to the next part of the discussion, that after the 1971 what will happen. After the 1971 many amendment happen, and Indira Gandhi become the very powerful PM of the country. In 1973 the Gujarat re-election demand is coming, because in Gujarat some manipulation done by the CM of the Gujarat, so the students union demand of the removal of the CM and re-election demand is going on. So in Gujarat this is the removal of the Congress government. So for the Indira Gandhi, that was a very big defeat or very big tension of the Gujarat issue. After that JP Andolan happened in Bihar, because in Gujarat Congress fulfilled the demand of the students. So in Bihar also the JP Andolan students Andolan happened in 1974. From 1924 only, in this Andolan many great leaders like Jai Prakash Narayan, Ram Manohar Lohia, many leaders participate in this Andolan, and many students. Some of the students of this Andolan, JP Andolan, now become the big leaders like Nitish Kumar, Lalu Yadav. All that person is the, all of them are the participants of the JP Andolan. JP Andolan done by the Jai Prakash Narayan. From all this event, Indira Gandhi want to impose national emergency, because Indira Gandhi get confused, because she get also have a previously we have discussed that she get case from Mohanlal. In this case Indira Gandhi get noticed that she use officials in the election campaigning. So the Indira Gandhi get confused. She get many notices like corruption. She also restricted to she have to resign the PM office. So Indira Gandhi get into tension, and recently her son Sanjay Gandhi come active in politics and control all the initiatives of the PM office in PM house. Sanjay Gandhi Sanjay Gandhi work in Pradhan Mantri house and nullify the Pradhan Mantri office, because Pradhan Mantri office become in Pradhan Mantri house only, and in Pradhan Mantri house all the emergency work happened, like all the emergency imposition, and as we know that emergency happened, national emergency happened by the Article 352, and a state emergency Article 356 and Finance Emergency Article 359. All the emergency imposed by the president only. So this time they were in very powerful, so they imposed the national emergency. In the emergency, lakhs of the leaders arrested and put behind all them bar, and so all these things happen due to the Indira Gandhi have fear that she will be arrested. So she do many bad things and control the media, control the bureaucracy, control the police forces. This is the very black year for our nation. National emergency is very bad for any country or any nation. So India get a national emergency after she get a judgment from Mohanlal district judge on 12th June 1975. From after some days, after 13 days only, on 25th June only she imposed national emergency. From that day only, all the government officials and all the government mechanism and institution ruined and controlled under the Pradhan Mantri directly, and nobody do anything, and Congress do many bad thing during the emergency. Many people put behind the wall, like many in this emergency. Mission of the Congress is to ruin the opposition and become the weak leader, but this get very bad day for India. And so in 1977 Janata Party government come with the slogan of गद्दी खाली करो जनता आने वाली है. So the Indira Gandhi in 1977 election only get 173 seats, that is less than majority. Previously she have 350 seats, but during the 1977 she lose the election. She also lose his own area, Raebareli. She also lose election from her constituency, Raebareli. So as we know that Raebareli is the constituency of the Congress that never lose by the Congress. So here, after the emergency, many secretary of the Indira Gandhi and many bureaucracy said that we do bad things because we come under control of Indira Gandhi. All the emergency mission and model is made by the Sanjay Gandhi and his friends like Banarsi Lal and many more, because this is all the conspiracy on the opposition parties, and Indira Gandhi want to save from the corrupt purposes. So after the emergency, Monarchi Desai government come, and Monarchi Desai government filed many charges against Indira Gandhi during the emergency, and Monarchi Desai as a PM, he want to arrest the Indira Gandhi, but his coalition party Chaudhary Charan Singh too want to become a PM. So he cheat the Monarchi Desai, and Chaudhary Charan Singh become the Prime Minister, because Chaudhary Charan Singh was Home Minister in the Monarchi Desai government, but he want to become a PM. So he cheat the Monarchi Desai, and Congress support the Charan Singh, and Chaudhary Charan Singh become the PM for 18 months only. After 18 months only, the Congress take own support and fall down the government, and in 1980 once again Indira Gandhi government come in power till the 1984 till the death of the Indira Gandhi in the power. Indira Gandhi is during the assassination. Indira Gandhi giving a speech uh, in the community of parade ground. On that time only two bodyguard. Previously we discussed the shoot inside the Indira Gandhi. Two bodyguard shoot Indira Gandhi with 30 rounds bullets. So all these are the Indian politics. So we will discuss something later about more about the Indira Gandhi's. Thank you. Have a nice day.